Nick Gismondi with the founder and tournament director of the Elite Invitational, Mason Carmel. And Mason, this is my first experience with this event. It's your sixth time doing it, but right from the top, it lives up to the name Elite. And it's for a reason. You really, truly put on an event that has a major league PGA professional feel.
Yeah, I think it's not just the field, but it's the years prior that keep inspiring to raise the bar, push the standard. Each year we, as a tournament director and with my committee, we work our best to provide, a first-class event, which includes the first-class players. We're grateful that we do have the field that we have again this year. It's a great, fantastic field in terms of strength, but more importantly, all these kids embody, what we're looking for in terms of a person and a player. So when you wrap those two things together, to me, they're elite kids, they're elite people, and they're going to be elite players.
And I think it is on multiple levels. The field is absolutely incredible, second to none. The names in this and the accomplishments and just who you have playing in the event, that's one level of it. The golf course here at the Ponte Vedra Inn and Club is spectacular and in just pure condition out there. And then just the way, as you said, these players are being treated with the gifts and the ambiance. And I mean, everybody says the devil's in the details, but let's break it down a little bit. We talked a little bit about the field, and I want to just elaborate on that. How do you manage to pull such talent at this time of year even as well?
I mean, I think when I look at the field, I go back to year one. When I started this event, I hand wrote letters to about 100 players, and was lucky enough to have the majority of those kids come play. So one of the methods that I do up to even this year is I personally reach out to players even before the application process. I spend a lot of time following the existing graduating class, which is this year's the 26th.
Yep.
I follow the 27s and 28s. I like to follow their progress through the year. So as they accomplish something, more times than not in the golf world, but even in life in general, I'll personally reach out and I make it a point, right as our tournament starts at the registration process, there are some players that I'd love to host, whether they've won a big tournament or they've gone on to, be nominated for a character award or whatever it may be in their specific state, region, school. And so, yeah, I think it's putting the big group aside and just being, one-dimensional, reaching out to these players. And then, as the application process goes, this year we had close to 600 total applicants.
Incredible.
For 96 spots.
Incredible.
Which in my perfect world, I'd host all 600 of them. But going through and finding out, all right, who's going to play, to us, yes, does ranking matter? Sure. Does your scoring average matter? Sure. But I look at other things that, like I said, embody an all-around player, and that's what, our focus is. And I think the way that I set up this golf course and challenge these players to really be tested, that they're going to, how they're going to see at the NCAA National Championship, which all these kids are going to end up playing in the NCAA. Mm-hmm. And they all have goals of playing onwards. So PGA, LPGA major championships, mm-hmm. US amateurs, you're going to see this type of course set up when you get to those events for that level.
And that was my next question as we talk about the levels of the elite. This golf course here at the Ponte Vedra Inn, they've done a wonderful job. It's obviously in great shape, but the setup, it's a tricky test of golf out there.
Yeah, it's the layout's fantastic. And what I did, Nick, is after we surveyed the course a month ago, I actually went and made a decision to flip the 9 holes. I did that because the way that the wind prevails on this golf course allows for a more challenging finishing stretch. So by flipping the 9s, the players on a traditional wind coming down the wire to leave their legacies, like I like to say, that finishing stretch is going to play into the wind. Which how we have it set up now, where the traditional layout, they would have downwind, which gives a lot of wedge shots or shorter irons with how far these kids hit it. And I like to see players who are able to step up with a mid iron and hit a good shot coming down the stretch.
Not to mention, interestingly, one of the signature holes here is number 9. Because of that flip, is number 18 now in the tournament. And it's a tricky little par 3.
Yeah, it's good. It's, again, with the typical wind out here, they're going to see a little bit into their face, a little left to right. I've got a great final pin placement for the last day.
Yes.
And, that green also has a slight 2-tier, so it requires a good golf shot, and also requires, if you've got a 1-shot lead coming in and you've got to go make 3, it requires a good golf shot and 2 good putts.
Yeah, it protected a little on the right with some sand. Obviously, water comes into play, and it is the 18th, so you'll have a bit of a crowd behind it. It's finishes at the clubhouse.
Yeah, I mean, looking back at years prior, we've had, around 100+ people end up spectating around that green. So looking at it and them being able to be on the bridge, behind the green, and just seeing everyone there, I think it's going to, really take what this course has to offer, and even their membership. If you're sitting there having lunch, you can look out the window and see this finish. It's going to be incredible.
The other level of the Elite kind of goes into, obviously, the staff that you bring into play, but also just the way these players are treated. The accommodations in this area are phenomenal. The accommodations here at the Ponte Vedra Inn and Club are spectacular. But then it's I don't even know how to put a dollar amount on the elevation of the tee gifts, head covers, yardage book covers, alignment stick covers, apparel, custom stamped, fine high-level ball markers and divot tools. I mean, there's more. There's even more. Rangefinder. I mean, there's so much that these young men and women are coming away with. I mean, you feel like it's Christmas before Christmas.
Yeah, and it's, when we look at it, this is an opportunity to really get these players to understand their value.
Yeah.
And one thing that my late father taught me and instilled in me is, if you're going to do something, do it right. And I get 4 days out of the entire year to do something right. And I'm not here to compete with other golf tournaments.
Yeah.
I'm here to compete with myself and how well I can compete with myself. So each year I like to try to do something a little bit different in terms of tee gifts, but yet, maintain that level that I set the first year.
All gas, no brakes, all in, as we've been saying.
That's it. It's all gas, no brakes, and a simple motto that I live by, and is I keep my head down, I work hard, and I stay humble.
You mentioned your father. He's a big reason why you do this, and his legacy has fed this and is the coal and the engine of the train that is just absolutely tearing down the tracks right now. Explain why he's so instrumental in this and why you've carried that legacy on, Mace.
So in June of 2020, I called my dad and said, "Dad, I've got the keys to a golf course in Hilton Head. I'm going to run a golf tournament." And he said, "You go do it. I'm going to be your starter." So come November in Hilton Head, South Carolina, there was Frank J. Carmel, cigar in hand.
Okay.
And he was our starter. I mean,
I can see it. I can see it.
He was
the bucket hat or anything like that. Give me the visual on the hat too. I see like this guy with a big old stogie.
The cigar was in hand from 7:30 to 1 o'clock. No, he was. He lit up every room. And after the first year, I had recently gotten engaged. Shortly after that, my dad and I were best friends. We did absolutely everything together. He introduced me to the game of golf. One thing that also makes this year so special is the Ponte Vedra Inn and Club was one of my dad's first clients when he started his law practice. And to, what my dad means to me in this tournament was, when we lost him, I didn't think I would have the mental or emotional capacity to run this event the second year. I really didn't. And I remember sitting there looking back at year one highlights, and there was a video that our internal media team put out, and it's his voice at the start of the video announcing the players' names. And when I heard him announce that first player, it was like, you know what, Mason, this isn't about you. This is about the 90-some players that are here this week or that will be there this year. And at the end of the day, I don't want the credit. I want the credit to go to the players, then next their families, because they're supporting them and being here, and then to the course, the resort here, their staff, And to me, I'm at the bottom of the totem pole. But what fuels me the most are these players, the relationship with my dad, knowing that it didn't matter where you came from. He always said, it doesn't matter where you come from, how far you hit it, how straight you hit it. If you can't putt, you're not going to score. And it's the same kind of mindset here, right? At the end of the day, you've got to learn to score, and that's my way of saying, let's check off these boxes one by one. So I don't put pressure on myself to try to do everything all at once. I get down here really early to be able to spread it out. So when the time comes under pressure, I can deliver and do the best of my ability. I'm not perfect, and that's one thing that I've realized too along this journey. But each year it is emotional because he was such a big part of my life, and now that I'm a father myself, I've started to understand a lot of the important things he said, and looking at it. And after year one of the biggest things he said to me was, you're changing these kids' lives. And I'll never forget when we were in Hilton Head, when a kid got offered a full scholarship to play at Elon University, and this was in 2020. And I remember him coming up to me and just the pure joy on his face. His father was in tears, and those are the memories that have continued to push me. Obviously, as the years have progressed with college, kids are committing earlier and whatnot. You see more commits in the field, but to know that for 4 days, I get the opportunity to put on something for these players, and it's all about them. It's all about the experience. And if they can walk away when this tournament's done, knowing that they either got better, they made a relationship with another player in the field, they've gained a friend for life. And to me, right now I've got 520 kids that my door's always going to be open to. I'm a phone call away. I still stay very close with a lot of them.
I've seen that firsthand with people who I know that know you that play in this tournament. That's an incredible extra go the mile that not a lot of people would do.
And so this year I get to gain another 96 brothers and sisters and be a role model for them. Like I said, I'm not perfect. Life's ups and downs, just how this game of golf is. You're always chasing to get that 1% better. Even Scotty Scheffler, who's been on a 4-year tear.
Good. He's okay. He's okay.
He's always looking to get 1% better. So that type of mindset's what really fuels me. And I'm excited to be here at Ponte Vedra and Club. Their staff's been great to work with, and I can't wait to kick this off and see these kids compete firsthand.
The VGA, Veterans Golf Association, is a benefactor of this. It's incredible what you do for that, and the charitable donation that comes from this tournament to benefit an incredible organization like that.
So after the first year, we benefited St. Jude, and I've had a lot of friends and family that have served in different branches of our military, and I had the great opportunity to meet Tim Stanton and Josh Payton, who really got the VGA started, and Josh Payton's taken it to a whole nother level. And to be able to work with those chapters, this year we're working with the Florida chapter, and to understand and get these players to realize that the game's bigger than themselves. They're playing for something more than just a trophy, to be able to play in honor of someone who's put their life on the line for us, which to me, I can't even comprehend what that would be like. But if it weren't for people like them, someone like myself wouldn't have the opportunity to play this game, this sport that I absolutely love, or deliver a tournament that I love, and I believe a lot of players love.
You have a young daughter right now. I just got a chance to meet her. This is a family affair from you, from the legacy of your father to your daughter hanging around here. Your wife is out here helping out. You got a son on the way. Is the ultimate dream that the Elite Invitational will still be going on in 15 years from now, 10 years from now, and your son or daughter will compete in this amazing event carrying on that legacy?
I mean, it'd be a blessing if my daughter Bentley wanted to compete and play competitive golf. I'm not going to push it on her, but she does have a custom putter already.
Okay, all right. So she's getting there. Yeah, she's halfway on the way.
When my son gets born this late spring, again, I'd love him to play golf with me. I'm not going to push it on him. If they do decide to play that'd be great. They're going to have to earn their spot, though. This is an invitation, so that's going to be well known. But looking at the longevity of this tournament, my goal is to have this tournament be run well past my existence. So, I hope to live a long, healthy life, and one day there's going to be someone who's going to take that role of tournament director when I'm no longer here. So yeah, I foresee this tournament going on for 100+ years. I want to compete with the USGAs, and we're not there yet. We've got a long way to continue to go and grow and gain some sponsors and whatnot. But the way we're trending and the people we're working with, like yourself, the great media team at Babygrande Golf, the small internal staff that we have, eventually that will grow. But keeping it so close knit, it makes things more meaningful, and I think it allows us to deliver a better product. And again, I can't emphasize enough, it's all for these kids. So we're 6 years in. With today's technology, maybe I'll get to see year 100, but without a doubt, yeah, I don't see this going anywhere anytime soon.
Lastly, it's such a family affair for you. I know how much it means for your wife to be here helping you out, and just her support through all of this as well, because this takes a lot of lift from you, and you have a young family, and just it must be massively momentous and meaningful for you to have her at your side.
Yeah, Anna's been my rock through this all. She was at my house when I drew the logo in June of 2020, and said, "Are you crazy?" And I said, "Yeah, I'm going to run a junior golf tournament." But Anna has filled the role of director of player relations. She is a big part of why we are at this, or how we've gotten to this point. And like you said, it is a family affair. So the last 2 years with having a 2-year-old daughter has been a little bit different than the first 4. But it's special to be able to share these moments with Bentley, Anna, and my mom's down here this week, and just to be able to have our families be involved. It's incredible. But to Anna, like you said, she plays a huge role in this. And I can't thank her enough for her patience. Like, I can't tell you how many nights I've been up till 2, 3 in the morning.
I've been on those phone calls with you.
Yeah, you're on the West Coast. You're on the West Coast. So, but no, it's not just being up late. It's making sure, really, the fine tuning the details, and her patience with me through this, and really the 6 months out of every year.
Yeah.
I can't thank her enough. And all the players will have the opportunity to see her in scoring. She's handling all that. She got all of our pairings up and rolling today. And yeah, she's, my dad was my best friend, and I can say without a doubt Anna is my best friend. And I can't wait to keep tackling, this tournament with her every year and see how it grows. And next year there'll be a little 3-year-old Bentley and a kid in a stroller again. So, and we're just going to laugh, smile, and find ways to get it done.
Mace, thank you so much. Congratulations on your
Absolutely.
6 and on an absolutely incredible event and tournament.
Yeah, we
Good
look
luck.
forward to it.
All right.
Thank you.
Mason Carmel, founder and tournament director of the Elite Invitational.